guys, and welcome back to my channel, Sumaqbeauty. Today I'm going to be showing you how I got this look right here using the new Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, so stay tuned if you want to see how I did it. Alright, so prior to starting this look, I went ahead and filled in my eyebrows already, just to make it go a little quicker. And I'm going to go ahead and start out using the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion for my eyes. Taking the Naked Heat palette, I'm going to begin with the color Chaser as an overall transition. And I'm using that just on a fluffy blending brush, going over above my crease, just in a back and forth motion. I'm not putting too much product on right now, but as I go I can build more up if I want it to be deeper. Just now it's just to kind of start and blend in the colors. So I'm going ahead and I'm kind of dusting that over my eyelid as well, not just above the crease. Alright, with the same brush, this time I'm going into the color Cayenne. I'm just going to put that all over above my crease. And you can see it went in a little bit dark, but that's not a big deal because I can always just blend that out. So I'm going in a back and forth motion and sort of doing little circles at the same time, just to deepen that out. And as I go out, I'm kind of feathering a little bit to kind of create that V shape. So since this look is just a little bit more smoky, I'm going to take the eyeshadow Ashes. I'm taking that on a fluffy angled brush, and I'm just going to create that V shape starting from the outside going in toward my eye, and then taking that up just through that outer crease. So I'm going to take a clean, small fluff brush, and I'm going to go right into that outer corner, just keep it right there and go in through circular motions to pack the product in a little bit more and to blend it a little further. And I will be coming back with this color later to deepen it after I add the color on my lid. And I'm going to be using the Shadow Scorch. This is probably my favorite shadow in the palette. So for this one, I'm just going to pat it all over my lid with a flat shadow brush. And I'm only taking it up until where my crease is, so I'm not really taking it up at all. And as I'm patting, you can see that I'm going a little bit into that dark outer corner, not too much, just enough. And then I'm bringing it into my tear ducts. So those three colors are pretty much all that are going to make up this eye look, so I'm just going to go back and I'm going to deepen where I need to. To continue the look, I went ahead and went off camera and I completed one eye with eyeliner and mascara and lashes, so I'm just going to do the other eye as well. So what I did first is I took the It Cosmetics liner. It is the No Tug Waterproof Gel Eyeliner, and I'm just using that to tight line my eyes. So I'm going to just lift up lightly and I'm basically just filling in my upper waterline. Just as tight as I can get it, just to give it a little more depth in my eye, and when I put the eyelash on, then it does not look like there are gaps. So for eyeliner, I am taking it has completely smudged off, so I do not know, but I will put it at the bottom. And it is just a felt tip liner, and I'm just going to make a very small wing, if you can see on this eye. So I'm just starting by basically following the shape of my eye. It's really concentrated there. And don't want to make it too thick because then it can take away from the whole eye look. And then I'm just making a small little wing and just kind of connecting it together. So I am using the Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara by L'Oreal. And this is just to give my falsies something to kind of latch onto. I actually for a very long time did not even use mascara underneath them. I just went in with them and they stuck just fine, but I've found it's better with the mascara. And for lashes, I am using the Ardell 120 Demi Wispies. I love these lashes. I could probably use them about 3 to 5 times depending on how I take care of them, and then I just reuse them again, but they're really cheap, so it's nice just for on the go or every day if you want. And I'm going to adhere them using the Duo eyelash glue, and I like to use the dark toned one because I can see where the glue goes on the lash itself. And then you want to wait for it to dry about 30 seconds to a minute. So now I'm going ahead and I'm going to put them on. So for this one, I just like to tilt my mirror up a little bit and kind of look down and just get it right in the center, and then I just peel back with my tweezers toward the end of it, and then I go in to the front. And I just leave them there for a little bit, and then I'll go back and I'll put them. And then that is that. But before I finish up my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my face. I'm going in with the NYX Hydra Touch primer base. Okay, and my skin is actually combination dry. It only gets oily at my T-zone, so right here. But it's been feeling really dry lately, which is weird because it's summertime. And then for foundation, I'm going to be using the Dior Skin Forever. I am in the shade number 31. I love this because it is pore refining, it has sunscreen, it's very good for oil control like my T-zone, and I like that it does not give me that just like oily looking skin. So for me, that is awesome. Before I do that though, I am going to just use the NYX Color Correcting Concealer on some of those little spots that I have around my face. So the green ones, even though they're not red, my spots are not red on my face, I am going to use that just to try to kind of conceal that. And then I like to put it right on the sides of my nose and underneath my nostrils right here because I get those little red veins. And then on my chin. I'm not really going to conceal my under eye today because I don't think it looks terrible, but some days when I do want to do that, I either go in with this sort of peachy tone or I go in with the LA Girl Cosmetics concealer in that like burnt bright orange color. So now that that's pretty set, I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation. So I'm going to shake this up, and I am using a Crown brush, and I got this one in my BoxyCharm for the month of May. And I'm just going to spritz that onto my brush and then onto my face. And I just kind of go in circular motions, buffing that into my skin very lightly. This is a medium coverage foundation, but you can make it high coverage. It is buildable. At least in my experience, it's been medium coverage, but I don't always need a ton of coverage with my foundation anyway. For a long time, I didn't even wear it. So these are all new things for me. And of course you always want to bring it down by your ears and down below your neck and your chin so that that whole overall color just meshes in with your skin. You don't want to have that line along your jaw. So I need a little more for the forehead, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Again, in a circular-like motion, always kind of building up toward your hairline. And I also like to do kind of the rounded effect because sometimes when you just go like this, you can see the streaks from the brush. And it just looks like these little lines going across. So If it's really bad and I can't fix it with the brush itself, I'll go in with just a damp beauty blender to kind of touch up those spots. To contour, and I'm going to use the Smashbox 3 step-by-step contour stick, and it's a 3-pack, so you get a highlighter, a contour, and then a bronze color, which is supposed to kind of help lighten up the contour. And they just look like this, and you can see the 3 colors right there. So I'm going to use those. These are a cream contour, so I have found that it is better to apply it first before setting the face with any kind of powder. I just think it looks cleaner. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that contour color and just line just where I would have my contour. I don't want to go too close to my nose, like right across my nose right here, because then it looks kind of muddy and it kind of brings your face down. So I don't want that. So I'm just keeping it right here in the hollows of my cheek and right up until where I have that little dip if I do that with my mouth. So, and then I like to put just a little bit up here along my forehead. Sometimes I feel like I get a really big forehead, so if I can kind of contour that, even better. And then just a little bit right underneath my lower lip to kind of help my lips jut out a little. So for this one, I am going to use a damp beauty sponge. I'm just using a Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to go and pat it back and forth. So the stick is very dark, and it works okay for me. If you're more fair, I would probably just use the bronze, and it will contour really nicely as well. And then if I just want to warm up my face, I can even add just a little bit of that bronze underneath, which I'm going to do just to make it a little warmer rather than really cool. And I'm just going to blend it back and forth in. So for the other side, just so you can see a little bit of a difference, I'm going to use an angled contour brush. This is brush number 75, and it's from Sephora. It's a little bit darker here, so I think I prefer the brush better. So just to use all of the sticks, I'll go ahead and I'm going to use the highlight stick as well. I'm going to put it underneath. This is not really the best way that I like to conceal my under eye. I guess I'm not really trying to conceal it here. I'm just trying to brighten it. So this works nicely for that. And up and down my nose. To take it that extra step, I will contour it too. Alright, so that completes the contour, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set it now. So I'm just taking a Precision Foundation Brush by Luxie Beauty with the Laura Mercier powder. And even though the foundation sits really nicely on my skin and really does control my oil, just to make sure it controls it a little further, I'm going to also take some of the translucent powder on my beauty blender or Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm just going to pat it around my nose and keep that there for a little bit just to make sure it controls even more oil. So while I keep that there going, I'm just going to go ahead and do my blush, and then I'll apply my highlight. For blush, I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop Collection blushes. And to highlight, I'm going to use the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Conceited. This was also part of one of my Boxy Charms. This was for the month of June. I'm just taking that product lightly because if you can see, that is like very shiny. And then I just tap it off a little bit, and I just put that in my high points of my cheeks. And I don't know if you can tell that they're on the camera, that highlight is there, but it's there, and it's very glowy and shiny. And so I'm applying that right there. So going back in with the palette, I'm going to highlight my brow bone with the color Ounce. Just in the outer corners to kind of brighten right there. And then along my lower lash line with the same pencil brush, I'm going to go through and basically just take the same colors that I had used up top. And so I'm going to start with Chaser because it was the lightest color. I had used that as my transition, and I'm just going to run that all the way along my lash line. And I'm taking Cayenne all the way from the ends to that inner corner. And now finally, just to make it kind of match up with this dark part, I'm going to take Ashes, but I'm only going to take it pretty much like from the end to about the middle. All right, again, to give this look just that extra oomph to it, to make it just a little bit smokier, I'm also going to go back and I'm going to take that same It Cosmetics eyeliner and I'm going to just put eyeliner on my waterline, and I'm just going to apply mascara on my lower lashes. So now the eyes are done, I'm going to go back and I'm going to just dust off the translucent powder. And then I'm going to apply a little bit more of that highlight, and I'm just going to apply it along my nose, maybe a little more along the tops of my cheeks, just a little in the middle, Cupid's bow. And now all we have left are the lips. And I'm going to go in with the Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte in 1995. I love this color. And I like this because it does dry matte, but just like it says hydrating, I don't feel like it's just sucking life out of my lips. It looks really nice. And I feel like it complements this eye look very nicely. I'm just going to set it, and I'm going to use the Kula Makeup Setting Spray in the green with green tea and aloe, and it has SPF 30 also, so all the SPF for my face because it's summer. Alright guys, so here is the completed look. Let me know what you think about the Naked palette. I really enjoy it. Actually, I own all of them, but this one is probably one of my favorites right now because I really like all the warm tones in it. I know warm tones are completely overdone, every palette has them, but for me this is just a very go-to that I could use every day, or that of course I could spice up like this look or even deeper to take it out at night. I really love it for the summer. So if you like what you saw here today, please go ahead and comment down below on anything you'd like me to try, other looks you'd like to see, maybe other looks you'd like me to do with the palette itself. Also, make sure to subscribe, please subscribe, so that you can be notified of my videos, and follow me on my Instagram at Sumaqbeauty. So that's it. Bye guys.